Hi guys, welcome to Sports Talk with Knockout. So, from our traditional virtual setup, today we had a beautiful studio. This is at Mark UI. So, they are usually our creative partner for the rugby season this year, and we are doing a proper podcast kind of a show today with Shahid Zumri, Lanka වෙනුවෙන් ක්‍රීඩා කරනවා, Kandy Sports Club ශ්‍රී ලංකා කරනවා, and Isipathana වෙනුවෙන් ගොඩක් අභිමානයක් ගෙනත් දුන්න ක්‍රීඩකයෙක්. ගොඩක් මේ දවස්වල ඉන්න යන් හරගර ඉස්ලා බලන ක්‍රීඩකයෙක්. එයාගේ ස්කිල්ස් එයාගේ ඉසිපතන සහ කැන්ඩි ලංකාව ක්‍රීඩා කරද්දී එයාගේ රග්බි ස්කිල්ස් ගොඩක් ඇඩ්මයර් කරපු කෙනෙක්. So Zumri, welcome to the show. අපි ගොඩක් virtual කරා. දැන් අපි first actual podcast එක අපේ. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Agale. Thank you for having me. It's one of the favorite thing for me to do is I always enjoy about rugby, whether it's on the field, on the commentary box, or even just talking about it. So thank you for giving me opportunity to just enjoy this moment about rugby.
Yes, and අපි කියමු කොතනින්ද පටන් ගත්තේ කියලා. About your journey.
It takes me long back in 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2014, when I was under 10. So my first sport was not rugby. I joined hockey as my father was a hockey player. So he played for our school as well. So I joined hockey and then I joined swimming as well. So that's where my sport journey started. And then my elder brother joined rugby. He was the one who first stepped into rugby. And one day I went to watch a match in 2014, I believe, in CRNFC with my father and my dad and my brothers as well. So that's when I started to understand, like, I just fell in love with the spectators and the passion of the game, because I never knew anything about rugby. I just fell in love with the atmosphere of there. So that's where everything started, and that's where I went and just asked my dad, like, I want to join rugby as well. So my brother was already in rugby. So yeah, that's the place where everything changed. When it's about Isipathana, it's all about rugby, and that's where my journey started.
Exactly. Since you started about the start of your journey, let's come to the end of it. The 24 knockout finals. You're coming against a team that unbeaten for almost 2 years. So what was the thinking behind it? You all at Sugata Stadium. It was a packed stadium with equal support for both the teams. But how does it feel to defeat a team who is like untouchable for the 2 years? And how did that thinking pattern go coming into that game?
The positive was I was in the same position, because in 2022 we were unbeaten, and that was my first year we were unbeaten. And then moving on to 2023 until the last match, still we were unbeaten. And 2023 league, that was the royal matches where we broke our streak of 16 to 17 unbeaten matches. So I was at that same position which St. Peter's were when they came into the knockout finals. So I really knew the mentality. I knew the mental and the physical aspect of the game. And the main thing, me as a vice captain and alongside with my captain Nisha Jaivira, it was just focusing on the mental aspect of our boys. And the good thing was we were with the same coaching setup, which was Salih Kumar and Danushka Boteju, and also Hashan Gomez sir. So it was the same setup which were in the champion sides as well. They were a part of it as well. So it was quite easy for us to understand the situation, because we were in those situations. We have always been playing big matches, and yeah, it was my last game of my school career, and for us it was very emotional. So I think the battle and the challenge for us was to face the mental aspect of it. Like, how do you look at it? Because right before the knockout, we just lost to St. Peter's with 3 points in the league finals. So it was just, we were just questioning ourselves, like, where did it go wrong? Because we've been doing everything right. There has to be a place where it went wrong. And I think just that attitude that every Pathanian has is just to play your heart out until the last second. And I think that is what got us the result which we wanted end of the day.
You remember the score?
I I don't remember quite well, but I think we scored, it was 34 to 32 or something.
I remember the one youngster who scored his first try in that game. If I'm not mistaken, Abdul Aziz.
Yes, it was him. Yeah, I
So,
think I think that was his first try the whole season. It was his first year, and I think he was really impressive on that finals. The one thing I would like to highlight in that match is Akila, because that day the youngsters really stood up. Abdul Aziz, Nimad Sandeep, and Shahid Zumri. I mean, those three are the senior players right now who is playing for school. I mean, those two really stood up that day, and I think that made a huge impact for us to look up at those boys. They were the youngsters, and we as seniors, we looked up to them in that very day, and I think that gave us a really good boost and to go on with the game.
exactly. And your last game as a Green Machine soldier, how was it? How was that feeling?
That it was just every step, every day, we were, the seniors, we were just talking every day like, Machan, this is going to be the last few games of our lives. We will never be able to play for our school after this. Because playing for your school, Akira, you just go out to that game, you put in your blood and sweat there. You're just going to give it all for your alma mater, for your mother, for your school. So I think, yeah, it was a very emotional season for us. And coming into that very end of the day, it just we were. I mean, yes, we were champions. We were very happy about that. But there's a lot of sadness and a lot of emotions that were running inside us because that was the last day of wearing that green jersey and representing our school.
In Isipathana, it's not just a game. It's their passion and it's like a religion at Isipathana. So let's come out from the school and let's talk about your club journey, about 100 kilometers away from where you are. How challenging it is for practices and turning up for Kandy.
I think that was one of my dreams as well, because even though I was a Pathanian, I think Isipathana is always used to winning titles and being one of those best teams. And what I saw from Kandy is it was another replica of Isipathana, because I thought the Kandy with the legacy and everything with they have, it just made me think that okay, this is a team that is like Isipathana and somewhere for a culture, for an environment that I can adjust myself to. So yeah, with the players and with the experience Kandy has, and even though it's Kandy, I think is almost 80% of the Sri Lanka players play for Kandy. So me as a youngster, I was learning a lot of things. So I'm someone who always want to learn a lot and improve day by day. So I thought for myself, Kandy is the best place for me.
And your first season with them, you won the trophy, double champions, if I'm not mistaken. And in the decided finals, you played that match, and how special that was playing at Nithala Stadium.
Oh, I think that is one of the most amazing memories I had, because I had a lot of memories in school, but going into Kandy and playing in that very ground, Nithavela Fortress, like as everyone knows, it's something magical, I would say, because the passion and the love of the people in Kandy, of course, Akila, I really experienced something new. Yes, in Colombo, in Havelocktown, I have experienced it. Not that I've not, but in Kandy, it just hits something different. There's something different with the people and with the love and with the passion they have for the sport. So yeah, it'll always have a huge place in my heart.
Yeah, and you will continue playing for Kandy, right? Most fans should love to hear from you.
Yes, of course.
Yes, that's from Zumri. He'll continue with Kandy. He's not moving to Colombo. He'll travel 100 kilometers every weekend for practices there. So let's move to your the ultimate goal of every sportsman, I would say, playing for your country. You captain Sri Lanka at the sevens level, the junior, and also you played for Sri Lanka 15s. So how does that feel?
Oh, once again, Akila, because everyone loves to have their own milestones, and they love to always get better. So me as a player, whenever I step into that ground, I always try to be the best of myself, try to create or unlock a new version of me. So yeah, looking up to Sri Lanka, I mean, playing to your mother nation, I mean, it's always a dream for anyone. It doesn't have to be rugby, but any sport is always a dream. And for me to achieve that, it has there's no words to explain that, actually, because captain in my mother nation, captain in Sri Lanka, and the team I had under me. I mean, all the star players, I would say, who came with along me with the school season. So I think one of the best memories I had during that tournament, during that season, under 20 season, and also, as you asked, it's always on, and the pride you carry with you, and to represent such a country, and there's so much of people looking up to, and yeah, it just gets better when you just keep thinking about it. It doesn't uh, disappoint you at all, because you always it it helps you become proud of yourself sometimes, because that's how much you enjoy, and that's how much you start falling in love more for the game when you really achieve more, and of course represent the country.
exactly අර under 20 tournament එකන කතා කරොත් ඒකේ championship එක දින්න නේද
Oh.
championship එක දින්න ඒකේ coach හිටේ coach ශම්ලි අපි coaches support staff ගැන අපිට කතා කරමු මේ tournament එකේ as the champion captain.
Oh, tournament එක මම හිතන්නේ මේ after a while under 20 tournament එකක් ගියේ, because after COVID I think that was the first under 20 tournament, and Shamli sir, of course, a very comfortable coach to be around with, because he understands very well the players, the mentality of the players and everything. So I think it was very easy for us to adapt to the situation and to the environment, because Shamli sir always made sure that he gives more focus on what we think and what we are comfortable of, because he knew we have the talent within us. He just wanted to group us as a team, because we were from different schools. So I think it was much easy. It was not a challenge in that side for us to just understand the coach. It was very easy for us to adapt to that situation, and it was a very comfortable environment, which led us to beat in Hong Kong, I think, for the first time in history, I would, if I'm not wrong, in under 20. So yeah, I think it was a great journey and a really nice experience.
Exactly, and let's talk about your 15th experience as well with the senior boys.
That's something really huge, Akila, because playing 15s in Sri Lanka is not like sevens. There's a lot of expectations, and the crowd, the passion, the love is shown in 15s rugby in Sri Lanka, because that's how much the culture is there in Sri Lanka rugby. And yeah, as you know, these days in school rugby, you just can see how much of love they have for the 15s game. So playing in that Sri Lanka, wearing that jersey, and just going into that ground itself is a dream. You always, when you're a school kid, you go to bed, you just sleep, and you just dream of that. It just goes around your head, your mind, or every day. Like, one day I want to wear the jersey. I want to go into your ground. I want to represent my country. I want to make my parents proud. There's a lot of things that you dream. And for me as a kid, looking up to that state and going there and representing my country with that, it's just a dream come true, Akila. You can never replace that moment with another moment.
Exactly, and let's come to the season this year, 2026 rugby season. How do you see it? Very competitive, and until the last week, we couldn't decide who will play the cup, bowl, or the plate. What do you think about the season and the competitiveness this year?
Yes, you said the word competitiveness. That's a huge part in this season, because I've watched rugby ever since 2014, and I've been in that rugby system as well. So this year, it's just so much more interesting, and I would say more consistent with the teams, with performing very well under pressure and just showing where they are. Because, for an example, I would say Thurston, Kingswood, Sumangala. So those kind of teams, they have stepped up very well and challenging the top tier teams, the top six teams. So this is really good signs, and it's lovely to watch them play like that, because it shows a lot of confidence they carry within them, and they have no more that second thought when they are competing in a top tier team. So it's good signs for Sri Lanka rugby, and that is the aspect of the game which has increased a lot, which has changed from last year, because the below teams has been improving a lot, and almost touching that level into the top six teams.
Exactly. You might have a lot of post-match reviews at home after every game where your school plays. How happy with your school and your brother's performance in particular?
Oh yeah, that's of course that's a topic that always run in home because rugby is all everything that we talk about it now at home. So talking about Isipathana rugby this year, I think they have been improving a lot. I think they didn't get the start they wanted for the knockouts, but I think day by day after the knockouts they have been improving a lot. And despite the 20 match, I think they have been having a great season up until now. And now is the real challenge if you start in the super round. And I think there's no doubt that Isbatan is always going to be one of those big sides because there's always been. It's nothing new for them. It's nothing new for Isipathana, but I think it would be very competitive, and you never know until the day.
Exactly. The top six sides playing this particular cup segment is very, very unpredictable, I would say, in terms of competitiveness. We never know who might come on top on that particular weekend. So let's see how it happens. And I have set of rapid fire questions for you. You have to just give me a one word answer.
Okay.
That is regarding this year's season.
Your questions are always very tricky.
Nature continuously challenges us. We innovate solutions through science. A revolutionary breakthrough in paint protection. Multilac Multi-Protector 3-in-1. Powerful protection for you and your home.
Okay, let's start with the best match of the season.
Now as you said, this is a very competitive season, and you just can't take one match as the best match.
Say what?
But just looking at the season, I think I recently watched the Royal Kingswood match, which was one of the most toughest match. I think Royal just slipped off where they were. So those kind of matches like that, and also matches such as Trinity just running away with all the teams. But I think for me, the match of the season would be Zahira Royal. I mean, that's the match of the season, I think, for all the rugby spectators and the rugby lovers in Sri Lanka. I think Zahira overcoming Royal after 63 years, I believe.
Yes.
So yeah, that of course is a really it's really nice to see Zahira has always been up in that edition. They have been competing in that top tier, but still they didn't have that put. I think they didn't just have that extra step or just to get over the win, because they have been always competing. They have been given a good game, but it's nice to see them finishing a game and getting their results what they want. And yeah, of course that's the match of the season.
So Royal versus Zaida. I got your message as soon as the match was over.
Yeah.
So I think you followed it. Yes, this Royal versus Zaida is the match of the season so far for Shahid Zumri and most impressive side.
Of course, that's only one answer for that. Like everyone says, everyone knows it. Trinity has been just way better than the other sides comparing in this season, because it's just lovely to watch them play, because they have been on point in each and every aspect of the game. They have been good on their attack, they have been good on their defense, they know what they are doing. And you can just see when you watch their players play, you can see they're playing with so much of freedom. They're just enjoying the game, and I think that's what every team has to do. And Trinity, of course, this for me, the side of the season. Yeah.
What makes them extra special, Zumri? We saw they were under pressure a bit during the quarterfinals versus Zaira. They were trailing by 1 point in the first half. And also during the game versus Isipathana, first 20 minutes or so, Isipathana dominated that game. But when they come back hard, and they just run through the game. What makes them extra special?
That's exactly what I said, Akila, because we can see a lot of freedom in those boys. They're playing rugby. They're not just playing for the sake of playing. They're loving each and every moment of the game. We can see like players like Shan Altaf, Hamza and Malik. They're just playing for their strength. They have their freedom. I think Coach Fazil has just given them the freedom and just believing in the skill set of which they have. So I think, yeah, with the skill set they have, I think it's not a big deal, a big challenge for them to, just stick into one plan and just focus on that, because as a unit, they are very comfortable with each and every player. They have the understanding very well. So they know where to attack, where to defense, where to be, and where the ball has to be on the right time. So yeah, you just can see the freedom of the boys when they're playing. They're enjoying the game.
Yes, by looking at especially the captain Shan, he looks like he's playing with a lot of freedom and he's enjoying the game. That's what you said.
Yes.
And also, best player of the season, I'll give you three options. You can select three best player of the season. Yeah,
That's of course very tough. I think that's a very unfair question.
you can name one person from each team from the cup segment if you want.
Okay. And that's also very tough.
You might not exactly remember the name.
Yeah,
You
I
can say
can't
the
remember the
position.
name, but I could say the position. But starting off with Trinity, of course, when you say Trinity, there's only one name that comes for everyone's name. It's Shan Altaf. So I think it's never easy to be a captain and play the same game which you have been playing, and he has been improving in the other aspects as well. Not only his kicking, but we can see him running with the ball. His defense has been on point, and I think he's leading from front with an example. So I think Shan Altaf from Trinity, of course,
Shivathan,
and then Isipathana.
your brother.
No, of course, Isipathana, there have been a lot of standout players. Imanta Sandeep and Shahid Zumri, I believe they both have been playing forward. They both have been carrying the game. Imanta with the responsibilities with the boot and the back line, and Shahid Zumri with carrying his forward, which has been one of the best forward pack, I would say, in Isipathana. So I think, yeah, I won't go with one, but I'll go with those two.
And Royal?
Royal, very interesting. I think they have been starting to play a lot of rugby with the backs. So I think, if I'm not wrong, Altaf, the flanker of Royal, he has been very impressive, Akhil. I've watched him play each and every match. I think his work rate is just unmatchable in the he's putting his body in the dying moments of the game and just making sure that he contributes each and every amount of sweat he has in him. And yeah, I think I would say Altaf, the flank, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
Altaf. I think he played well in the Zaira game as well at the dying moments when Royal had the guts to come back in the last 5 minutes with 3 tries almost. That was really special and showed them what they made of as well. It's never easy to come back to a game with 3 tries in the last 4 to 5 minutes. So I think Altaf also had a good game versus Zaira as well. And also from Zaira,
Zahira, of course. This is very tricky because I think Zahira has been playing much of a team game this year because I'm seeing the forward set really improved compared to last year, and also seen the back set. I think the forwards and backs has a really good link between them. And for me, of course, it's a tough choice to choose in Zaira because I would say the whole Zaira pack and maybe the captain Chunchi and I believe the center or the fly of the kicker. I think he's been playing pretty
Same.
impressive, and also the center. So I think it's hard for me to choose, but I'll say, the Zaira has been really improved ever since last year, and they played a team performance. They're playing a team game. So yeah.
exactly. A lot of credit should go to the coaching staff headed by Radhike Archie and also the forwards coach Danushka Boteju. So we're working a lot of with these boys to achieve these results so far. And St. Peter's College,
St. Peter's, once again, I think Shenuka Pera is the captain, right? So he's another number 8. So he's been outstanding, scoring a lot of tries, I believe, for St. Peter's. And also Senuddin Sara in the back line, covering up the captain's responsibilities. So I think the fly half, I think Jamal, he has been very nippy. I think he has been at the thick of the moments in St. Peter's as well. And yeah, I think Peters is just running around those three. So those three are the ones who's carrying the team. And yeah, I'd say Shenu Kapera, the captain himself, leading from front.
and Wesley College.
Wesley College, once again, the captain and Mohammad Fawaz. I think that's the two names that everyone hears, and the captain Kaiser. So those two are the names that everyone talk about. But I think Pawan Thiranagama, I believe. So he has been doing a lot of work, Akila, because I've seen him playing. He has been doing a lot of work and put in those, little yards, which is not much recognized. And I think I'll go with Pawan Thiranagama.
And one straightforward question, just one answer. Who will be the champs?
If you ask me right now at the level of teams they are with the stats and everything, of course anyone would say Trinity. But any great team, it depends on the way you play on that day. Because I've been in that position, I've been in those greatest teams, and it's not the same the way you always turn up in every game. So that's a challenge for 20. I think 20 is, I believe, traveling all 4 matches to Colombo. They did it in knockouts, yes, but do they have it within them yet still? Now that's a question. But teams like Zaira, Royal, Isipathana, Wesley, St. Peter's, it's nothing new for them because they have been in this setup and they know how to win games as well. So it all depends on, I think Trinity is the favorites to win the cup, but it depends on how they turn up to the game on that very day.
Exactly. I have missed 3 questions before going to the last question. Who will be the champs? Coach of the season so far?
Once again, it's just so easy to answer because coach of the season depends on how your team performance. So I think Trinity has been performing so well, and then you just can't take Fazil sir out of the conversation because he is the mastermind behind all the setup. And I think, yeah, I'll say Coach Fazil.
Indeed, one of the best Sri Lanka have ever produced. Brought so much glory for our country from his playing days. So, another 2 questions I want to ask from you, Zumri. The team that didn't perform as much as expected.
That's very sad, of course, to see because teams like DS and St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's, of course, yes, we can see them trying to improve year by year. But DS, I think me individually, I think I expected a lot more from them because they have a good team. They have a very experienced team, I would say. They've been building up to that stand coming into the big games, and I remember in my year I used to play with DS, and we had to fight until the last second of the game to win that match. So that's how competitive they were building up to be into that level. And I think it was a sudden drop from last year to this year. This DS just vanished and went down to one of those below teams. So I think DS, I would say DS.
Yes, and the plate champs last year is not performing. Yeah, at least in the plate category this year is kind of a disaster. Let's hope that DS will perform well in the bowl category and redeem themselves, and a team that you didn't expect to perform well but did well.
And now there's just 2 teams in my mind. 3 teams, I would say. Thurston, and then Sumangala. And then I wouldn't say I didn't expect Zahira to play such rugby. I've always known them I've known that they have good skill set, they have the potential, but me individually, I didn't expect them to come up with a big win against Royal. So it's never easy to win against Royal. Also in the Jurassic Park in Royal College, so it's never easy. So I think Zahira is also one of those teams which did, I would say, magical. I would say, I mean, it is after 63 years and a lot of hearts that has been looking up to that Zahira rugby. So yeah, if I would want to choose one team, I would say Sumangala, Akila, because Sumangala has been improving a lot. Because I remember them when they first came to A division, they used to lose, I mean, with 50-60 gap between top 3 teams. Even Thurston was the same. But I think Sumangala, of course, they have improved a lot. And it's just lovely to watch them play, Akila, because I went to Kandy to watch one of their games, and they don't have fear within them to run from wherever it is. We can see them enjoying their rugby as well, and then kudos to their coach, because you can see Sumangal rugby rising very high, and yeah, I think it's Sumangal.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is if we have the school sevens tournament right after the league, the Sumangala side might do major difference. The way they run and their backline is simply
Yes, for
superb.
sure, yeah.
And Zumri, for the boys who are looking up to you for the way you have played on the field and also your discipline off the field, what amazes everyone. I mean, with regard whatever the school they go or whatever school they play, they look up to you. So, what's the advice you give for all the rugby fraternity and the kids who playing in the junior level and also representing their schools?
I think firstly about the sport, just love the sport. That's it. Whatever you do, if you're doing with love, I mean, you're ready to sacrifice, you're ready to be disciplined, you're ready to just give up anything that is not much important just because you love the sport. Because that's the main thing I always share. Because when you are committed and when you are focused on something, you just forget the other stuff. Because when you start loving what you do, you just, even though it's the morning, early morning, wake ups, you go to the gym early morning, running, whatever the practices, because you never always love doing those, but just because of the sport, you start loving it. You start loving being disciplined. So I think if you, for the kids who are playing rugby right now, just love the sport, and I think everything eventually will line up. And just make sure you're always humble, your heads are always low, because you can never say when things will turn around, when the books will turn. But just, rugby is a sport, I would say it's something similar to a roller coaster, because there will be times you're rising and then suddenly maybe an injury, maybe a life challenge comes, and then you can just go right down. So just focus on improving day by day. Keep loving the sport, keep keep your focus on, and I would say, as all the athletes say, keep your discipline, because discipline is always number one. Because when you start loving things which you didn't love before you do the sport, that's what discipline is. You don't like to wake up early morning, you don't like to eat well, you don't like to train hard. But once you like doing those, that's when you start winning in life, and that's when you start achieving new things in your life. So I think just focus on that, and just keep enjoying the sport as much as you enjoy, as much as you improve.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Zumri, for being part of our Sports Talk with Knockout once again. And we wish you all the best for your future. And we see you soon in the Sri Lankan jersey.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Zafat.
We'll catch you again soon with another interesting episode of Sports Talk with Knockout with another sports person. Thank you.